Hey guys, I'm Meg from SPOT.ph and today I'm in the city of Cebu on a pilgrimage to see the historical churches of Cebu. So join me in my adventure today. Let's do this. Our tour began at the famous Basilica Minore del Santo Niño in Cebu City. This is the oldest church in the country and holds the oldest relics in their museums as well. You can see the Spanish influences in the architecture, especially in their courtyard. This church and convent was founded on April 28, 1565. In the year 1965, it was declared by Pope Paul VI as the symbol of birth and growth of Christianity in the Philippines. Between churches, we get to see Cebuano landmarks like the CC Bridge, which recently became operational. Arriving at our next church and the location of our first holy door is St. Catherine of Alexandria Church in Carcar City. What makes this church stand out from other heritage churches in the region is that the Byzantine-influenced architecture, twin bell towers shaped like a minaret, and the Greco-Roman themed altar. The city of Carcar was declared a heritage zone, which promotes the restoration, conservation, and maintenance of heritage sites for tourism. They are also known for their lechon, so naturally, no trip here would be complete without it. And then we left for the St. Michael the Archangel Church in Argao. Here, the local tour guides gave us a brief overview of the history of the town, which we listened to under the shade away from the heat. We proceed to say another prayer at the holy doors before entering the church. This church is characterized by the high artistic quality and symbolism of its masonry. And it's one of the churches in Cebu with historical pipe organ, which is still played every Sunday Mass. And with that, we depart the city of Argao for the next church in our tour. But before that, we visited Jessie's Tortahan for a demonstration on how to make traditional Cebuano torta. This is perfect with a cup of tablea. We finally arrive at the San Guillermo Church in Dalaguete. Like other churches in the region, this is made of coral stones and faces the sea. We also visited their convent, which is said to still use the original wood from when the church was built. We couldn't stay long though, as it was getting dark soon and we still had one church to visit. The Nuestra Señora del Patrocinio de Maria in Boljoon is one of two national cultural treasures in Cebu. It is well known for its well-preserved interior and exterior structures. We got to tour the church, the dress collection of the Nuestra Señora del Patrocinio de Maria, as well as the Boljoon Museum. That concludes our day 1. We headed to the resort in Oslo for an overnight stay. This is the St. Gregory the Great Parish in Ginatilan. At first, I thought this would be a sleepy, quiet town, but we arrived to this. Ginatilan is said to be the hometown of Saint Pedro Calungsod, a 17-year-old missionary who was canonized as saint on December 19, 2011. After hearing Mass, we paid respects to his shrine and met some of his living relatives. And with that, we left the city of Ginatilan for a mini adventure before heading to our final church of the tour. This is the trail leading up to Kawasan Falls. While most of it was destroyed due to recent typhoons, the region is starting to recover and has recently opened up its canyoneering activities again. Which means I was able to do this. And this. So that's a whole adventure in and of itself. But before we head to the next church, here's our drone operator and cameraman Jack for what might be the coolest shot of Kawasan Falls you'll ever see. Finally, we arrive at the last holy door, located at the Santa Ana Church in Barili. Founded in 1614, this church is dedicated to Santa Ana, Mother of the Blessed Virgin. Here we paid our respects to the relic of Santa Ana. We then toured the church, which retains its original coral stone foundations and walls, rising up to a meter before giving way to cement walls. So here we are in the last stop of our heritage tour. But before we go, I'd like to thank the Department of Tourism, Region 7, Philippine Airlines, Archdiocese of Cebu, and the Basilica Minore del Santo Niño for making this all happen. Thanks to them, Cebu is well on its way to being somewhere to go for pilgrims all around the country, Asia, and maybe even the world. And with that, we close out the heritage tour. Hope you enjoyed and perhaps consider it as somewhere to go for your next adventure. If you spotted somewhere to go, send it over to Spotted at SPOT.ph. For more videos like this, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.